What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are Lit that team, man. Turn. Tell you motherfucker, they sure outside. Big crip in the gang, sure outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia, do your thing, and Texas, stand fuck up. Each day is the new day, be a better version of yourself. Neil, let's bring that. I'll right back. Neil, let's tell you, you are awesome to put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble. Let's build a revolution on the movement. Keep your way first. Keep to the black Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. We out here. Alright. Boom. Today, two motherfucker, they sure outside. Big crip in the gang, sure outside shit, man. Gang. Go, turn up. So, right now it's raining. It's raining real bad right now. Crip. So, I ain't able to make my videos where I usually make it. So, we gotta do what we gotta do. But I hope y'all enjoy these videos, man. Right now we got crazy relationships, man. Like, I been trying to tell people, man, people are crazy. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you're a man or a female. If somebody crazy, somebody crazy. You know what I'm saying? And if they try to take your ass out with anything they could, they will. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, man, I don't understand it why people try to do so much crazy shit, man. Like manipulate, try to play with people's intentions, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be a good thing, man. It's cause it shows you, man, like if you play games with niggas, man, or if you just play games and fuck over niggas in all types of ways, bro, you can get injured or something crazy can be happening. You know what I'm saying? So we got this girl talking about the last 5 people she talking to died. You know what I'm saying? Died. You feel me? While talking to her, I put her name. You know what I'm saying? Alexis Ware. She was a BBL bandit model. You know what I'm saying? So she's talking about how past 5 boyfriends died because she want them niggas to die. That's why I try to tell people, man, you gotta be careful with these people, man. People are crazy than a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And you try to mess with God chosen people, man, that shit can turn back onto you and bite you in your butt. You know what I'm saying? When you do all this goddamn dark magic, it come back and bite you in your butt. So I just tell people, man, be careful, people, man. You'll never know who these people are, and you try to do all this crazy ass weird shit. Get your ass clapped. And that goes the same thing. You never know what, like, these motherfuckers doing. They get your ass clapped. You just never know, man. So, let's get into this bit, man. Stay prayed up.
Shout out to Deadly Affairs. She played with dark magic and paid the ultimate price. Hey man, say man, it's tough on these streets, man. Stay prayed up, man. Thank God, Yowie.
1:30 in the morning. She called me out. She called wake me up talking about some TJ. She say, I know you sleep. I know you gotta work in the morning. She said, but let me tell you something right quick. I'm like, what you talking about? What's up? She talking about some well, my last 5 exes within the last 7 years they died.
Insane.
Huh? What you talking about? She said, I wish death upon them. I said, bro, you is tripping.
So look, before we get into what I'm about to share with you today, I need you to understand something. What you're about to hear is going to sound unbelievable, but we have video evidences to back it up. It's about a 29-year-old mother who told everyone around her that she wasn't going to make it to her 30th birthday. 2 months later, she was gone.
Pass away.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. You're thinking this is going to be another one of those stories where we're going to blame the ex-boyfriend. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's where everybody went at first. Social media had this man's name in their mouth for months. But when you hear what he has to say, when you see the evidence, when you understand what was really happening,
that's what I be trying to tell y'all niggas, man. You know they putting people food.
You're going to realize this story is so much more complicated than any of us could have imagined. Because here's what we know for sure. On January 30th, 2022, Alexis Ware pulled into a 7-Eleven gas station in Anderson, South Carolina to meet her ex, TJ Patterson. They were doing a routine custody exchange. their
Shout out to
2-year-old
Delia
son,
Ferris,
her
man.
9-year-old daughter. Nothing out of the ordinary. But when they left that gas station, when Alexis got to a red light and was supposed to follow TJ to his mother's house, she did something nobody expected. She drove around his car, sped off into the night, and nobody has seen Alexis Ware since. Her car was found 3 days later, abandoned on a dirt road in McCormick County. Her phone was inside. Her purse was inside. Her ID, her belongings, a bag of clothes, everything was there. And outside the car, lying in the grass, was the black hair bonnet she'd been wearing that night. But Alexis, she was gone. Now that's the basic story that was reported. But what the news didn't tell you, what most people don't know, is what Alexis was saying in the days before she disappeared, what she was doing, and who she was running from. Let me introduce you to Alexis Ware, because you need to understand who this woman really was before everything changed. Alexis was 29 years old, a mother of 2 beautiful children. And when I say she was about her business, I mean this woman was a go-getter. She was a hairstylist, working from her home studio. She was a makeup artist, and she had started building a pretty significant following on social media. We're talking Instagram model type content. She was cultivating her brand, and she saw an opportunity to really make something of herself. She had dreams. She had already gotten her business license. She was planning to open a clothing boutique and a hair salon in Atlanta, where her brother Travis lived. She had already gotten approved to break her apartment lease. She was buying merchandise, getting clothing racks, making plans for her future. Her mama, Alberta, told reporters that when Alexis set her mind on something, she made it happen. That was just who she was. She was living in Greenville, South Carolina at the time, in Rocky Creek Apartments. And by all accounts, Alexis was the type of woman people gravitated to. She was warm, she was kind, she was supportive. Her brother Travis described her as everything you could want in a big sister. But here's what's important. Alexis wasn't known for being dramatic. She wasn't someone who created chaos or went looking for attention. She was grounded. She was practical. She handled her business. And that's why when she started saying the things she was saying in January 2022, everybody who knew her knew something was wrong. Now let's talk about TJ Patterson, because you need to understand their relationship to understand what happened. TJ is the father of Alexis's youngest child, her 2-year-old son.
Knocking that shit from the back.
Alexis also had a 9-year-old daughter from a previous relationship with a man known as Sosa. And here's something that stood out to me. Alexis had managed to maintain good relationships with both of her children's fathers. She understood that her kids needed stability. She understood that co-parenting worked better when everybody acted like adults. And from what people said, that's exactly what she did. Now TJ and Alexis, they had their own love story. He slid into her DMs. They clicked immediately, and Alexis couldn't help herself. She was posting about this man all over social media, talking about what he meant to her, how happy she was. You know how it is when you think you found the one. You want the whole world to know, and it seemed real. TJ was showing her affection right back. They were all over each other's pages. Then Alexis found out she was pregnant. Not just pregnant, twins. They posted about it. Everybody was celebrating because this looked like love. But life doesn't always go according to plan. During one of those routine doctor visits, they got news that broke them. They lost one of the babies. TJ posted about that pain,
like some
and you could feel it through the screen when he wrote, "This feeling I can shake or hide sitting in the doctor office, waiting to hear both of the twins' heartbeat. And the doctor tells you, I'm sorry, but I can't find the other one's heartbeat. Boy, like something went all over me, like half of me died right then. At first, knowing that I had twins for my firstborn was a big challenge, but it then began to grow on me, and I couldn't wait. Baby boy, I hope and pray that you get here healthy and strong. Daddy gone call you twin. Daddy got you, baby boy." Alexis Ware. When their surviving baby boy was born, TJ stepped up, at least from what everybody could see. Pictures of him with the baby. Pictures with Alexis looking like the perfect little family. Everyone around them said TJ was a good man, a great father, treated Alexis right. But eventually things fell apart. They tried to work it out. They really did. But some things just can't be fixed. TJ left Alexis in October 2021.
Damn.
We're talking about
TJ
3
on that
months
Bel Air,
before
Rick
she
Ross,
went
boom.
missing. And according to him, he hadn't been back to her apartment, not
And that
even
BBL
once,
wasn't
since he
BBL?
left. Now this is where the story gets interesting. Because after they broke up, Alexis started acting differently. People close to her noticed changes. And then in January 2022, in those final weeks before she disappeared, Alexis started saying things that terrified everyone who heard them. But before we get into what she was saying to her family, we need to hear from TJ himself. Because on social media, this man's name was getting dragged. People were accusing him of being involved. They were calling him a suspect. They were nailing him to the cross, as he put it. And he felt like he had to defend himself.
Man, you do all this dark
So
magic
TJ
shit,
went
nigga.
live, and what he said in
not
that
good,
video
bruh.
is going to give you the context you
That's
need
why you
to
gotta stay
understand
prayed up, man.
what was really
You know
going
the people
on with
on.
Alexis in those final days. Now I'm going to let TJ speak for himself here,
That
because
dark
his
magic shit
words
don't get you
matter.
nowhere,
This is
nigga.
what he said, and I'm going to give you his exact words.
Been remaining calm too long, bro. Y'all got me messed up. Messed up, man. Y'all got me messed up. Real talk. Alright, check. Why y'all out there slandering my name, saying I'm a suspect, all this? I done heard everything in the book, man. I'm talking about, y'all done nailed me to the cross. Y'all got me messed up, bro. I'm not one of them. But check it out. So, I'm gonna run this thing all the way back before Lex went missing.
Know what's up?
You feel me? Alright. For one, me and Lex been separated. You feel me? I left Lex. Lex didn't leave me. You feel me?
The ass wasn't
So
asking.
boom, I left off and up there around about October. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been out there, been back up there not one time. You feel me? Not one time.
So he's establishing the timeline. They broke up in October.
So boom, god dang on. Before Lex took this, her being missing, Lex was, I don't know, she was dealing with some kind of spiritual root shit. I don't know what was going on. She was just been talking out of her head. You know what I'm saying?
Spiritual root work. Now hold on to that, because we're going to come back to that. But first, TJ tells us about a phone call he got from Alexis. And this phone call, this is where everything starts to make sense in the most disturbing
Psycho
way
ass
possible.
bitches.
So Tuesday night,
You break that BBL down, give us some big
she
D.
called me
You
out.
know, they don't know what to do no more.
TJ, she say, I know you sleep. I know you gotta work in the morning. She said, but let me tell you something right quick. I'm like, what you talking about, Lit? What's up? She talking about some well, my last 5 exes within the last 7 years they died. Huh? What you talking about? She said, I was deaf upon them.
Now, how would you react if somebody called you at 1:30 in the morning talking like that?
That's why I asked y'all
TJ's
niggas, man, y'all
response
gonna
was,
hit?
I said,
Y'all
bro,
still
you
gonna hit, nigga?
You know what I'm saying? You need help, man. Get off my phone. You talking crazy. I hung up. She started sending me all type of pictures of a lady bull crawling on the ceiling, what the meanings of it, her Pisces sign, all type of weird talk. You know what I'm saying?
Now, some of you might be wondering, did 5 of her exes really die? We don't have confirmation of that. What we do know is that Alexis believed it, or at least she was saying it, and that's what matters for understanding her state of mind. TJ
She ready to
continues.
get that nigga out
So,
the paint.
she fucking around later on the week. She thinks y'all seen all the posts she was making, talking about she won the lottery, hit the lottery, and all type of shit.
Goofy shit.
So she done spend it out in Augusta at the lottery place with the kids in the car. All that.
She's posting on social media about winning the lottery, and reportedly, she spent a night at a lottery office in Augusta, Georgia, with her kids in the car. Does that sound like the grounded, practical, level-headed Alexis that everybody knew?
Depends how much money she
something
made.
was happening to this woman. Something was changing. Now, let's get to that final weekend. The weekend before she disappeared, TJ explains.
On a vacation rental.
TJ explains.
Boom. Come Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen my son in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Me and Les ain't been talking none of that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't did none of that. So Saturday before she came missing, she called me. She was like, TJ, I'm down at my mama's house. She said, if you want to see him, you can come down here. I'm like,
Alexis was at her mother Alberta's house that Saturday. This is January 29th. She had driven there with both kids, about 80 miles from her apartment in Greenville, and she called TJ and said he could come see their son. But then she changed her mind.
I'm like, okay,
Hell no,
I'll
she
come down
was
there.
still 5 niggas gonna die. She gonna talk to her. I would fuck no. You keep whatever you got on your side, bitch.
What you mean spend more time with him? You don't had him 2 weeks. I ain't seen my son. You ain't even let me video chat him. You know what I'm saying? So she like, just let me spend more time. I can feel you crying through him. What you mean you can feel him crying through him?
She told TJ she could feel their son crying through him, like she had some kind of spiritual connection or premonition, like she knew something bad was gonna happen.
So I'm like, the hell? I said, okay, Liz. I said, she said, can I get him Sunday, the next day? She was like, let me think about it. I said, okay, I ain't gonna argue with you. All right, cool. Get out the phone. So Sunday come. You know what I'm saying? This shit hurt my feelings so bad because at the end of the day, that's my child mother and I love her. You feel me? I know she been going through something mentally. I don't know what's going on and that shit hurt me. So that Sunday, I called my cousin. I said, cuz, you going to church? He was like, yeah. I said, man, I'm gonna pull up. I'm going to church today. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up.
You got bitch crazy. She making you go to church, bitch.
The shit hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen her like this.
This man was sitting in his car outside church crying because he could see that something was wrong with the mother of his child. He knew she was going through something mentally, and it was hurting him because he still cared about her. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Before TJ went to church that Sunday morning, Alexis told him something that's going to make your skin crawl.
Now, mind me now, before I went to church, Les didn't even want me to go to church. She kept on saying, TJ, don't go to church. I keep seeing you dying in oncoming traffic like a car going
don't go to
church. She
was
having visions of him being taken out in a head-on collision. She begged him not to go to church because she kept seeing him being hit by a car.
Oh, hell no,
a car crash, which I got in my inbox. So somebody got killed on the head-on car crash.
She sent him a message about somebody who got taken out in a head-on car crash. She was trying to warn him, or maybe, and this is what's so chilling, maybe she was trying to tell him that she had done something, that she had put something on him, that whatever she was involved in spiritually was targeting him next.
Man,
but TJ's response shows you the kind of person he is.
I'm like, listen, one thing about it, you can't stop death. You feel
That's
me? Like, whatever happen, gonna happen. I ain't scared of it. I ain't scared of death. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you pray to God. You know, you can pray to God and God can change your whole life around. That's a fact.
I went on to church anyway. She begged me not to go. I went on anyway.
Because God can say you're going to die one day, and then you pray to God, He can turn that shit around. That's a fact.
Watch the NFC and the ALC game. Went to Wild Wings. You know what I'm saying? Watch the Kansas City game up there, Wild Wings. Left Wild Wings, went to my aunt's house. You feel me?
It's Sunday afternoon now, January 30th, 2022. TJ is at his aunt's house watching football, and that's when his phone rang.
She called me. And I put on speakerphone, let my cousin hear how she talking outside her head.
He put the phone on speaker so his cousin could hear what Alexis was saying. Because at this point, her behavior had gotten so concerning that TJ wanted a witness to what was happening. This is what Alexis said on that phone call.
So she got there.
You better be careful doing dark magic on God's chosen people, man.
I said, I'm in my house watching the
game. Because that shit bounced back and you ass cooked.
Well, come and meet me on 29.
Sabotage a nigga on some dark magic shit, that shit cooked.
Run out of gas. I got like 3 miles left.
Try to take a nigga out, you cooked, nigga.
So as she talking, she's like, TJ, watch out for these cars. Watch out for white car, gray car, black car.
She was warning him about specific colored vehicles. Like somebody was following them. Like somebody was coming for them.
Now, mind me, now I'm like, okay, so I put on speakerphone, let my cousin and everybody hear. So I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So my cousin like, boy, go get your son, boy. So I'm like, nah, I doubt him. We left.
And TJ left to go meet Alexis at that 7-Eleven. But before we get to what happened at that gas station, we need to understand what else was going on with Alexis during this time.
You see what?
I followed. And we need to understand what else was going on with Alexis during this time. Because the phone call to TJ, the predictions about him being hit by a car, that wasn't even the most disturbing thing Alexis did that week. 4 days before she disappeared, on Wednesday, January 26th, something happened that was caught on camera. And when you see this footage, when you hear what Alexis said, you're going to understand why people are talking about root work, why people are talking about spells, and why some people believe that whatever Alexis was involved in spiritually might have cost her everything. Alexis was living at Rocky Creek Apartments in Greenville. And on that Wednesday evening, one of her neighbors had a Ring doorbell camera. That camera captured Alexis walking up to their door. And what she said in that footage, what she was holding in her hand, It's gonna change everything you thought you knew about this case. Now, before we talk about what Alexis said, we need to understand why she was at that neighbor's door in the first place. Because according to Alexis's family members who spoke publicly about this, the neighbor had seen something. They had witnessed Alexis in the backyard area of the apartment complex, and she was digging. The neighbor saw Alexis digging up or burying something, a box. And when Alexis realized she'd been seen, she went to that neighbor's door to explain herself. An activist named Tracy, who was helping with the search efforts later, actually went to Rocky Creek Apartments after Alexis disappeared. And Tracy confirmed that there was an area in the back that looked like something had been dug up. The ground was disturbed, but the box, nobody ever found it.
Why is
to this
always
day,
the
we don't
bad
know where
looking
that
hoes
box
all
is
crazy?
or what was in it. But we do know what Alexis said when she knocked on that neighbor's door,
makes no
and we can
sense.
see what she was holding in her hand when she said it. The neighbor didn't open the door. They spoke to Alexis through the Ring camera. And the very first thing that came out of
You trying to take a
Alexis's
nigga out?
mouth was this.
Hey, it's your neighbor upstairs. What's up? I was letting you know that I ain't gonna lie, I do like root work and shit like that, but good and bad.
That's how she opened the conversation. Not,
Hell
"Hey, how
nah,
you doing?"
bitch, you gotta
Not
go.
sorry to bother you. She led with root work,
The
and she
fuck?
made sure to specify that she does both good and bad root work.
Nah, my
Now,
boy.
for those of you who don't know what root work is, let me explain real quick. Root work, also called hoodoo or conjure,
That
is a
motherfucker gotta
traditional
go, nigga.
African-American folk magic practice. It involves using natural items, herbs, roots, personal items to cast spells
Yeah,
or influence
weird
situations.
shit.
Some people use it for protection, for healing, for love, but it can also be used to cause harm, to control people, to curse people.
Goofy
And when
shit.
you're doing root work, when you're casting spells, the items you use
Man, so I tell y'all
afterwards,
niggas, y'all
they
better
have to
pray.
be disposed of properly.
You know what I'm saying?
You can
This shit
bury them in a
real.
yard, you can throw
Motherfuckers
them
be
in
doing
a
all types
river,
of
you
weird
can
shit.
take them
You
to
know
a
what I'm saying?
crossroads. Some
Check your
spells
yard,
even require you
check
to bury the
everything under
items
your
in a
bed,
graveyard.
nigga. Like, I'm
And
telling you,
here's
they
something
check your food.
specific that people who practice root work will tell you when you bury something in your yard, in your backyard.
Told you.
Especially when you're doing love spells. It's to keep someone close to you. It's to bind them to you. To make sure they can't
Yep.
leave you or forget about you.
Yup.
So when Alexis was caught digging in that backyard, and she went to her neighbor's door holding what looked like a small garden spade or digging tool, and the first thing she said was, "I do root work, good and bad." She was explaining herself. She was letting
Rudy
them know
Tooty
what
head
you
ass.
saw me doing back there. That was intentional. That was spiritual work. And you need to understand that I know what I'm doing. But here's what makes this even more interesting. In that same Ring camera footage, Alexis started talking about an ex. She mentioned someone, a past relationship, and the neighbor asked
I
if
ain't
she
gonna
was
cap,
talking
nigga.
about her kid's
When I looked
father.
in my
The
backyard, I
exact
seen somebody trying
details
to do
of
some
that
weird
part of the
shit. Like, they
conversation
pulling up
aren't
like weird
completely
shit.
clear.
I cut that shit
But
down,
what we
but like,
do know is that Alexis was
you
connecting
know,
her root work to
when you
someone
pray,
from her past.
that shit
We
get
making
canceled.
more on these Q.
Timeline.
See, I don't get
This
into that
Ring
shit, nigga,
doorbell
cause
footage
nigga,
happened on
that
Wednesday,
shit can bounce
January
back on your ass and
26th.
take your ass
3
out
days before that,
expeditiously,
on
nigga.
Tuesday night at 1:30 a.m.,
That's a fact.
Alexis had called TJ and told him, "My last 5
Especially
exes
you got a
died.
chosen
I
one.
wish death
When you
upon
go out
them."
a chosen
Was
one,
TJ
nigga,
one of those exes she
nah,
was
nigga, you
talking about?
done.
Was
Get your
that
life
box in the
goodbye. Especially if you
backyard
on some
connected to
bullshit
him?
and the nigga don't like
And
you.
if it was, what was she doing? Was she casting a spell, or was she breaking one? Because here's what some people who understand root work have pointed out. If Alexis was burying something, that means she was casting a spell or maintaining one. But if she was digging something up, that means she was trying to undo a spell. She was trying to break whatever she had put in motion. Remember what TJ said. Alexis called him on Sunday morning and told him she kept seeing him in a head-on car crash. She begged him not to go to church.
That's kind of
She was
crazy.
terrified something was going to happen to him. What if Alexis had cast a death spell on
That's what I be
TJ,
saying.
buried it in that backyard, and then realized what she had done? What if she was trying to dig it up to save him? And what if, by doing that, she broke some kind of spiritual rule?
Y'all
What
think
if
so?
she opened herself up to something she couldn't control? Now, I'm not here to tell you what to believe spiritually, but what I am telling you is that Alexis believed
With
it.
all that
She
ass and
believed in
titties,
what
you
she
can't
was
keep a
doing,
nigga?
and
That's
whatever
insane.
was happening to her, whether it was
That's why I
spiritual
tell
or
y'all, niggas, like, it's
psychological
all
or
about the
both,
inside,
it
nigga.
was
You
real
some
to her,
crazy ass
and it
bitch.
was terrifying her. Let's go back to that final weekend at her mama's house, because we need to understand what Alexis was telling her family. Alexis arrived at her mother Alberta's house on Friday, January 28th, with both of her children. She fed the kids and then went to sleep. Nothing seemed unusual that first night, but on Saturday, January 29th, things started to get concerning. Alberta noticed that Alexis wasn't acting like herself. She was scared. She was anxious. And then Alexis started telling her mother things that Alberta will never forget. Someone had been calling Alexis's phone all day. A number she didn't recognize. A number she had blocked. But somehow the calls kept getting through. Alexis showed her mother the phone. She showed her the blocked number list. The number was right there, blocked, but it was still calling, still getting through. And when Alberta asked her daughter who it was, Alexis said something chilling. She called the person the devil, not a name, not this guy I know, or someone from my past. She said the devil was calling her phone. Now Alberta also mentioned that recently Alexis had gotten really into astrology. She was reading about her zodiac sign, about Pisces, about predictions and spiritual meanings. She was telling people to pay attention to certain things, like the road, like certain colors. She was talking about seeing things that were going to happen in the future. But on that Saturday at her mama's house, Alexis wasn't just reading horoscopes. She was terrified. She told her mother that someone in a black truck had been following her. Not just once or twice. This had been going on for weeks. Every time she went somewhere, there was this black truck behind her. And then Alexis said something that broke her mother's heart. She started crying, and through her tears, she kept saying, "I'm not gonna see my 30th birthday. I know I'm not gonna make it to my birthday." Her 30th birthday was coming up in March, just 2 months away. And Alexis was convinced she wasn't gonna live to see it. Alberta didn't know what to do. She didn't know if her daughter was having some kind of breakdown, if someone was really threatening her, or what was happening. But she knew her baby was scared. She knew something was wrong. The next day, Sunday, January 30th, Alexis got ready to leave. She was gonna drive back to Greenville with the kids. But Alberta didn't want her to go. After everything Alexis had said the night before, after seeing how scared she was, Alberta begged her to stay. At first, Alexis agreed. She said she would stay, but then she changed her mind. She told her mother she was okay.
Is hot sleep keeping you awake? At Mattress Firm,
She was okay. She got dressed, did her hair and makeup, and said she was heading home. Alberta watched her daughter leave around noon. And according to what Alberta told the media later, Alexis told her she was exhausted and was going straight home to take a nap. At 3 p.m. that afternoon, Alberta called Alexis on FaceTime to check on her, and Alexis answered right away. She was in her bed, just like she said she would be. She told her mother she was taking a nap and would call her back when she got up. But here's what happened next, and this detail is crucial. According to reports, after that FaceTime call, Alexis saw something outside her apartment that terrified her. There was a black truck outside, the same black truck she'd been telling people was following her, and there was someone inside it. Alexis called the police. We don't know exactly what happened when the police came, if they actually spoke to her or just drove by the area. But what we do know is that after the police left, Alexis made a decision. She got her kids, she got in her car, and she left her apartment. A few hours later, she called TJ and asked him to meet her at the 7-Eleven so she could give him the children. Now let's get back to TJ's account of what happened at that gas station. Because his description of how Alexis was acting, what she was saying, it's going to show you just how afraid this woman was. TJ pulls up to the 7-Eleven on Highway 29 in Anderson, South Carolina. It's about 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, January 30th.
So I was like, shit, I said, no more. I doubt, we left. I pull up at 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting at the gas pump. I get out, go in the car. Go in the stove. I pump 35 in her gas tank, and I put 20 in mine.
So the first thing TJ does is put gas in both of their vehicles. Alexis had told him she was running out of gas.
I come back in, come back out, get my son out of the car. You know what I'm saying? She asked me, could Naomi go with me, her daughter? I was like, yeah, she can go. So I was like,
this is important TJ was expecting to just pick up his son. That was the plan. But when he got there, Alexis asked if her daughter Naomi could go with him too.
She said, okay. She said, TJ, watch out for this car. She kept pointing at cars, like white car, black car, gray car. She said, watch out for these cars.
She was pointing at specific cars in the gas station parking
Green
lot,
light, yellow
telling
light,
him to
blue
watch
light,
out for
orange
them,
light,
like
hit
they
that.
were being watched. And then she said something even stranger.
Matter of fact, don't stop at no red lights. So I'm like, man, what you mean? I said, man, you need help. You need to get some help. So I'm like, she was like, no, I'm telling you.
And then she did something that TJ says he'll never forget.
Got that 3,000?
She's like, give me a hug
me.
So I hugged her. You know what I'm saying? The hug didn't feel right. Something wasn't right.
The kids, he had his son and Naomi in his car, and he needed to get them home. So this is what happened.
So I got there and hugged, got in the car, and I pulled off. For y'all, the one that's in Anderson, I turned on Amity Road as I passed Welfare Church.
Give me the goddamn 3,000 bits before all this shit happens, bitch.
She sped around me, bus right going out Anderson Belt Highway. So I just started calling. I'm like, where the hell she going? She supposed to be following me to my mom's house, but she said she was going to her mom's house. So I'm like, damn, what? I started calling. I called about 3 times. She cut the phone off. So I go to the house. You feel me? I'm going to the house. So goddamn, I call her mom. I'm like, man, you talk to Liz. She supposed to be coming out now. She was like, nah, I ain't talk to her. She said, so she like, I like, man, she got the phone off. I got the kids. You feel me? So I'm like, she say, okay, I'm finna call her now. So she started calling on Facebook. Calling. Ain't get no response. We hear nothing else. No more. I ain't hear nothing else. You feel me?
Now here's what the surveillance footage from that 7-Eleven showed. The camera's DID capture Alexis pulling up in her red 2019 Honda Accord. They DID show her interacting with TJ. But here's the problem. A big tractor trailer pulled into the gas station right when they were doing the exchange. It blocked the camera's view of the most important moments. So we can't see her putting the kids in TJ's car. We can't see their final conversation. We can see them there, but we can't see everything that happened. And then they both left in their separate vehicles. After Alexis sped away from TJ, her car was spotted on surveillance at an apartment complex in Anderson, not Rocky Creek Apartments where she lived. A different apartment complex. And according to investigators, Alexis had no known connection to this place. Nobody could explain why her car would be there. The car was seen there multiple times that night, but you can't make out who's driving. Then highway cameras picked up her red Honda Accord traveling toward Augusta, Georgia, and then coming back to South Carolina. But the footage wasn't clear enough to confirm if Alexis was the one driving. And then, nothing. The car disappeared. For the next 2 days, Alexis's family kept calling her phone, kept trying to reach her, but everything went to voicemail. Alexis always answered her phone. That was one thing everybody said about her. No matter what time, no matter what day, if you called Alexis, she picked up. Her cousin Kayla said she always answers. Like even if I call at 3 in the morning, she always picks up the phone. But now, silence. On Monday, January 31st, Alexis was supposed to have an appointment at the lottery office in Augusta, Georgia. She had lottery tickets she was planning to take there, but she never showed up. By Tuesday, February 1st, the family knew something was seriously wrong. Alexis' sister called the Anderson County Sheriff's Office and filed a missing persons report. And the next day, February 2nd, they got the call that would confirm their worst fears.
Don't compromise quality insurance.
Call that would confirm their worst fears. A man in McCormick County, South Carolina, had called the police about an abandoned car on the side of a dirt road. A red Honda Accord. South Carolina plates.
Did they have the keys in
When
it?
police ran the plates, they realized whose car it was. It was Alexis's. McCormick County is about 50 miles from Anderson, about an hour's drive, and the car wasn't on a main road. It was on a dirt road, a remote, rural, heavily wooded area. The kind of place you don't just stumble across. You have to know where you're going for you to end up there. When investigators got to the car and looked inside, here's what they found. Alexis's cell phone, her purse with her ID inside, a bag of clothes in the trunk, her daughter's cell phone, everything she would need to survive, to identify herself, and to function in the world was sitting in that car. But Alexis wasn't there. And outside the car, lying in the grass nearby, was the black hair bonnet she'd been wearing at the 7-Eleven that night. Now think about that for a second. Hair bonnets don't just fall off. They stay on your head.
Depends.
They're meant to protect your hair while you sleep,
You
while
get
you
bow,
move
bow,
around.
bow, bow, bow.
For that bonnet to be on the ground, outside the car, something had to happen. Either Alexis took it off in a hurry, or there was some kind of struggle, some kind of situation that caused it to come off her head. Alexis's mother, Alberta, said it herself in an interview. When she was at the gas station, that was on her head. So if it came off, the first instinct that you would do as a woman is pick it up and put it back on. That right there is enough to say that there had to be some kind of scuffle to take place. Law enforcement immediately started searching the area. They brought in search teams. They brought in helicopters. They brought in cadaver dogs. They searched 222 acres around where that car was found. 8 hours of intensive searching, K9 units, state police, everything. They found nothing.
Damn.
No trace of Alexis. No clothing. No evidence.
Damn, no
nothing.
clothes?
On February 3rd, they did another search. On February 8th, McCormick County Sheriff organized another massive search effort. Over and over, they combed through those woods, but Alexis Ware had vanished.
Damn.
When forensics processed the car, here's what they found. No blood. No signs of a struggle inside the vehicle. The only fingerprints in the car belonged to Alexis. Nobody else.
Maybe she got took it to the underworld. Who fucking knows, bitch?
Like it had been driven through rough terrain to get to that location. So what happened? How did Alexis's car end up on that remote dirt road with all of her belongings inside, but Alexis herself was nowhere to be found? The family started doing everything they could to find her. They organized search parties, they put up billboards, they went on the news, they created social media pages. The Black and Missing Foundation donated billboard space. A $5,000 reward was offered through Crime Stoppers for any information. And while the family was out there searching, while they were begging for answers, social media had already made up its mind about who was responsible. Everybody was pointing at TJ Patterson. He was the last person to see her. He was her ex. He was the father of her child. And in cases like this, it's always the ex, right? People were digging into his background. They were analyzing every word he said. They were accusing him of setting the whole thing up. They were calling him a suspect. And TJ felt like his name was being destroyed. But here's what people weren't paying attention to. Here's what makes TJ's situation different. TJ Patterson was wearing an ankle monitor. Let me explain what that means. An ankle monitor is a GPS tracking device that the court makes you wear if you're out on bond or on probation. It tracks your location 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everywhere you go is recorded. Every movement is tracked. TJ was on bond for an unrelated charge. He was wearing that ankle monitor on January 30th when he met Alexis at the 7-Eleven, which means the police could verify everything he said with the click of a button. His entire timeline, where he was before the gas station, where he went after, how long he was at each location, and according to Alexis's stepfather Frank, who spoke to the media, TJ's alibi checked out. The police verified his story. He went to Wild Wings. He went to his aunt's house. He went to the 7-Eleven. He went to his mother's house. He went home. The next morning, he went to work on time. Everything matched up with what the GPS showed. And remember, TJ's cousin was with him that day. His cousin heard the phone call from Alexis. His cousin went with him to the gas station. His cousin saw everything. But there's another witness, someone even more important, someone who was there at that 7-Eleven. Someone who left with TJ, Alexis's 9-year-old daughter, Naomi. Naomi,
and she became an evil spirit.
She was in the car when they left that 7-Eleven. She saw everything, and the Anderson County Sheriff's Office questioned that little girl. They sat down with her for 3 to 4 hours. And you know what Naomi told them? The exact same story TJ told. Not similar, not close. Exact. Her family confirmed this publicly. Every single time they asked Naomi what happened that night, her story never changed. She said the same thing every time. She told them they got gas, her mama drove off real fast, and she went a different way. A 9-year-old child doesn't lie consistently for hours. Children, especially when they're scared or confused, they mix up details. They change their stories. But Naomi, Her account was solid, and it matched what
I
TJ
mean, I
said
wouldn't want
word
no
for
kid
word.
to be
So
like
the police
vouching
had
for my life.
GPS
I'm
data
gonna be
from
honest, nigga.
TJ's
Hell
ankle monitor.
no.
They had
Fuck
his
you asking
cousin
kid,
as a
bitch.
witness. They had Naomi's testimony. They had surveillance
Crip.
footage showing them at the gas station together. Everything checked out. On January 30th, 2023, exactly 1 year after Alexis disappeared, the Anderson County Sheriff's
So she
Office
just
made an
disappeared.
official announcement. They released a statement saying that TJ Patterson was no longer a person of interest in this case.
Who self-serve.
No longer a person of interest in this case.
Today, the Anderson County Sheriff's Office revealed that
Damn.
the father of Alexis's son is no
That's
longer
a waste of a
person
bad
interest
bitch.
by
I ain't gonna
detectives.
cap.
That man was the last person to see Ware the day that she went missing. The FBI is also assisting in the
waste of a
search.
bad
There's a
bitch.
$5,000 reward being offered by Crime Stoppers for help in finding Alexis Ware.
They cleared him, officially. But being cleared by the police and being cleared in people's minds, those are two different things. Some people still think TJ knows something. They think maybe he didn't do it himself, but maybe he set it up. Maybe he had someone else involved. And I understand why people think that way. Because when a woman goes missing after meeting her ex, it's natural to look at him first. But here's what I want you to understand. TJ is
I
not
mean,
the
sometimes
only
the main
person
person
in
might not be the
Alexis's
person.
life who people should have been looking at, because there's someone else. Someone that TJ mentioned in
Told
his
you,
live
might not be
video.
a nigga.
Someone that
The main
Alexis's
suspect might
own
not be the
mother knew
suspect.
about. And this person, they haven't been in the spotlight. They haven't been investigated publicly. And TJ is frustrated about it. Listen to what TJ said in his
Jungle out
video
here, bitch.
about this.
And Miss Alberta, me and you, we talk every day, nigga. We sat on the phone nights crying, talking to each other every day. You know I wasn't no suspect off top, nigga. Let's keep this shit a band. Let's keep this shit a band. Like, let's go ahead and tell.
Damn.
When I was locked up during my time, what about that dude Lex was messing with, having a family?
Whoa!
What about that? Ain't nobody speaking on that, is it?
Whoa!
This was obsessed with her. Y'all seen the messages? She sent me the message trying to tell me don't send it out. Don't send it out to nobody. Don't know. Nigga, I'm tired of motherfucker bashing my name. I'm sending everybody I know.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure you caught that. TJ is saying that when he was locked up, when he was in jail, Alexis was involved with another man.
Most
And this
definitely.
man was obsessed with her.
Hey, look
She
at
was
that
having a
ass
fight
bitch.
with him. Some kind of
Wait till I let that ass
conflict.
go, bitch.
Some kind of situation. And TJ says that Alexis's mother, Alberta, Kay, knows about this man. He's been asking her about it.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. She know whatever Lex had got going
This
on,
nigga
bro.
is a smart one. That nigga said, I can't let
If
that shit go.
anybody know, she know. I ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Period. You know what I'm saying? I kept questioning, damn, Miss Alberta, but she talking to another dude? I mean, it gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Is this a plot, a setup, or something? I mean, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? So,
Yeah, she like it's a setup.
I finally kept drilling her. So one day, last Monday? Last Monday, she sent me the message. She said, oh, it hit me like a lightning bolt. Yeah, she was messing. I didn't want to be the one to tell you. She was having an affair with this dude.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Damn.
But y'all got there. But you already know what's going on. But you
Yeah,
just not
girl,
telling the
that fat
police
ass
this
booty and
shit.
titties.
Here it
You
is
know she
almost a
getting
month
piped out
later.
by somebody, this nigga in jail.
What type of shit that is, bro? What type of shit that is? Come on, man. Keep that shit a band, nigga.
He's saying Alberta knows what's going on with this man, but she's not telling the police.
That's a mama?
month after Alexis disappeared, and this information hasn't been given to investigators. Now, we don't know who this man is. We don't have a name. We don't have confirmation from Alberta herself about this because she hasn't spoken publicly about it. But TJ is saying on camera for everyone to see that there is another person who needs to be looked at. Someone who was obsessed with Alexis,
These thick ass hoes
and
and they
people in
playing
the community
games, bro.
have been
This ain't no
talking
game
about
out here on
this
these
too.
streets, nigga.
In the comments on videos about
I
this
don't know why
case,
everything in this shit a
people have
game,
mentioned
bitch.
a few possibilities.
Motherfucker crazy out
Some
here.
people say it was a club promoter. Some people say it was someone connected to law enforcement. There's been talk about a married man, but nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been investigated publicly, and that is what's frustrating about this case. Because if there's someone out there who was obsessed with Alexis, who she was afraid of, who she might have been calling the devil on her phone, who might have been driving that black truck following her, shouldn't we be trying to find out who that is? Could this be the person Alexis was running from when she sped away from TJ at that red light?
Crazy.
Could this be the person she was trying to protect her children from by making sure they were safely with their father before she disappeared? We don't know, because nobody is talking about it. Nobody is investigating it publicly, and that's a problem. Another strange thing that happened, Alberta started receiving messages from someone claiming to know where Alexis was. These messages started coming in on social media out of nowhere from an unknown person. They claimed to have information about Alexis's whereabouts, but then it got darker. One of the messages said Alberta should just go ahead and plan her daughter's funeral, and someone tried to extort money from the family. They asked for $200 in exchange for Alexis's safe return.
$200?
The family gave all this information to the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, but they couldn't determine if it was a cruel hoax or if there was any truth to it. Most likely, it was someone trying to take advantage of a grieving family's desperation. So where does that leave us? 3 years later, what do we actually know about what happened to Alexis Ware? Here's what we know for certain. Alexis was going through something in those final weeks. Whether it was spiritual, psychological, or both. Something was happening to her that changed her behavior dramatically. She was saying things about death, about predictions, about seeing the future. She was practicing root work. She was burying things in her backyard. She was terrified of someone or something. She told multiple people she wasn't going to live to see her 30th birthday. And on March 23rd, 2022, that birthday came and went. Her family held a celebration for her. They got a seafood boil, her favorite food. They got a cake with her picture on it. But Alexis wasn't there, just like she predicted. She didn't make it to 30. Now there are several theories about what happened, and I want to walk through them with you honestly because this case doesn't have a clear answer. Theory number 1, the root work backfired.
Yeah.
A lot of people who understand spiritual practices, people who work in
can't play with everybody,
conjure,
nigga.
they've said that what happened to Alexis is a classic case of spiritual consequences. If you cast spells to harm people, if you wish death on people, and those things actually happen, there's a cost. There's always a cost. Some people believe that Alexis successfully cursed 5 of her exes, and when they passed away, the spirit she called on came back for her. They took her mind first, making her paranoid and afraid, and then they took her life. Whether you believe in this or not, the fact is that Alexis believed it, and her fear was real. Theory number 2, mental health crisis. Some people think Alexis was having a psychotic break, that maybe postpartum depression from her youngest child, or bipolar disorder, or even schizophrenia had been triggered. Her behavior, the paranoia, the predictions, the giving away of possessions, the erratic decisions, these are all consistent with someone experiencing a severe mental health episode. And if that's what was happening, it's possible that Alexis drove to that remote area, left her car, and wandered into the woods in a confused state. Maybe she's out there somewhere, and they just haven't found her yet.
Boom! My prize picks lineup is going.
Staged her own disappearance. Some people think Alexis planned this.
And took the light
They point to the bag of clothes in her trunk. The fact that she made sure her children were safe with TJ before she disappeared. The way she sped off so deliberately. They think maybe Alexis was trying to escape from something or someone in her life, and she created a situation that would make it look like foul play, so nobody would come looking for her. Maybe she's alive somewhere trying to start over. But if that's true, why would she leave her phone and her ID? How would she survive without those things? And more importantly, would a mother who loved her children as much as Alexis did really abandon them like that? Theory number 4. This is what most people believe, that someone harmed Alexis. That the person who was calling her phone, the person driving that black truck, the mystery man who was obsessed with her, whoever that is, they caught up with her. Maybe they were following her when she left the 7-Eleven. Maybe they forced her off the road. Maybe they confronted her at that remote location and something terrible happened. The bonnet on the ground outside the car suggests there might have been some kind of struggle, and the fact that all her belongings were left behind suggests she didn't leave voluntarily. I don't know which theory is correct. None of us do, but what I do know is this: Alexis Ware was afraid. She told people she was afraid. She said someone was following her. She said someone was calling her. She said she was in danger, and now she's gone. And 3 years later, as of 2025, her family is still fighting for answers. On January 30th, 2025, the 3-year anniversary of
Thank God I changed my screen recorder because for some reason it just
to
stopped.
the Greenville County Legislative Delegation. They're calling it the Alexis Ware Act to
For some
enhance
reason
missing
it just
person
stopped, nigga.
investigations. Here's what this
But
bill
I
would do.
repaired it.
It would
Thank
allow
God I
families
changed
of
my
missing
screen recorder because the old screen
to
recorder,
request
it
that
did this
SELD,
thing. I
the
saw
South
back open.
Carolina Law Enforcement Division, take
I be
over an
mad as hell.
investigation if it remains unresolved after 12 months.
I just
Right
repaired it.
now,
I don't know why it
SELD
does
can
that.
only get involved if the local police department invites them in. And when Alexis's mother, Alberta, reached out to SELD asking for help, they told her, "We have to be invited in by the investigating agency." The Anderson County Sheriff's Office has been leading this investigation for 3 years, and while they say they've been working hard on the case, that they've followed every lead, that multiple agencies including CELLE, the FBI, the Attorney General's Office, and Homeland Security are all aware of the case details, the fact remains Alexis has not been found. There have been no arrests. There have been no major breaks in the case.
Insane.
The ability to ask for state-level resources after a year of local investigation. Bruce Wilson, a family friend and advocate who presented the bill, said, "The Alexis Ware Act was born out of a desire to address gaps in our current system and to provide families like Alexis's with hope, resources, and the support they deserve." Alberta wrote a statement that was read at the legislative meeting. She said, "I implore you to consider the profound impact that this legislation could have on families like mine, who are left in limbo without the ability to swiftly and effectively pursue justice for our missing loved ones. The impact of Alexis's disappearance is not limited to our family alone. Her children are suffering immensely, grappling with the absence of their mother and the unanswered questions that haunt us all." The bill hasn't been sponsored by any lawmaker yet, which means it can't move forward to become law, but the family isn't giving up. They're continuing to push for this legislation, not just for Alexis, but for every family in South Carolina who might find themselves in the same nightmare situation. Because here's what people need to understand. Alexis Ware isn't just a story. She's not just a mystery. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister, she's a friend, and she has 2 children who go to bed every single night, not knowing where their mama is. Her oldest daughter, Naomi, the 9-year-old who was there that night, she's 12 years old now. She's growing up without her mother, and according to Alberta, Naomi refuses to accept that her mama is gone. She tells her grandmother, "When she come back, Gigi, you can't let her leave here. Just lock her up and make her stay here for about a year." That little girl still believes her mother is coming home. That's the kind of hope that children hold on to.
That's kind of crazy.
That's the kind of faith that keeps a family going when everything else seems hopeless.
Shit,
And Alexis's son, he was only 2 years old when his mother disappeared. He's 5 now. He's growing up not really remembering her, not knowing her voice, her laugh, the way she used to hold him. Alberta is raising both of these children, and every single day she has to look at her grandchildren and not have answers for them. She has to see Alexis in their faces and wonder what happened to her baby. So where is Alexis Ware? Is she out there somewhere, alive, unable to come home? Did something happen to her in those woods in McCormick County? Is she still on that property that was never fully searched? Did the spiritual forces she was dealing with take her somewhere beyond our understanding? Did someone harm her and hide what they did? Somebody knows something. In a case like this, there's always someone who knows more than they're saying. Maybe it's the mystery man who was obsessed with her. Maybe it's someone who saw something that night and was too scared to come forward. Maybe it's someone who heard something, who knows something, who has been carrying that knowledge for 3 years. If you know anything about what happened to Alexis Ware, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to come forward. Call the Anderson County Sheriff's Office at 864-260-4405. Or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-888-CRIME-SC. There's still a $5,000 reward for information that leads to finding Alexis. Her family deserves answers. Her children deserve answers. Alexis deserves to be found, whether that means bringing her home to her family or at least giving them the closure of knowing what happened. This case has taught us a lot of things. It's taught us to pay attention when someone we love starts acting differently. To take people seriously when they say they're afraid, to not dismiss spiritual beliefs just because we don't understand them. To recognize the signs of mental health crises, to look deeper than the obvious suspect. To support Black women and Black families when they go missing, because they don't always get the media attention and resources that other missing persons receive. Most of all, it's taught us that life is fragile, that the people we love can be here one day and gone the next. That we should tell our people we love them, that we should check on each other, that we should create space for people to ask for help when they need it. Alexis Ware told her mama she wasn't going to see her 30th birthday. She tried to warn people. She tried to protect her children. She tried to break whatever cycle she thought she was in. And then she drove away from that 7-Eleven into the dark, and nobody has seen her since.
That's kind of
Somewhere in
crazy.
South Carolina, there are answers. Somewhere there's the truth about what happened that
Like a
night.
Dungeon
And
Dragon.
until we find
Like a
it,
dungeon.
until
Think
we
she's like
bring
in a
Alexis
dungeon,
home,
bitch?
this story isn't
What's
over.
going on?
If you're watching this and you knew Alexis, if you have memories of
Honestly,
her,
started a
drop them
whole
in the
new
comments.
life.
Let her
She got
family
taken to the
know that she's
underworld.
not forgotten.
She got
That her
eaten
story is
by
still
somebody.
being told. That people still care about finding out what happened
She
to
got
her.
feed to the
And
pigs.
if you've
I
been
don't
affected
know.
by this story, if it's made you think
Or she
about your
in a
own
dungeon,
loved
bitch.
ones, go
I
call
don't know,
somebody.
bro.
Go check on somebody. Don't wait. Don't assume everything is fine.
Motherfucker got to
Sometimes
careful
people
out
are
here,
going
man.
through things
Shit,
we can't
dangerous
see.
hell.
Sometimes they're afraid and they don't know how to ask for help.
That's when you're a bad bitch.
Rest in power. Alexis Ware. Whether you're out there somewhere waiting to come home, or whether you've already gone on to be with your ancestors, know that you are not forgotten. Your children remember you.
That's like that.
Your
Hell
mama
no.
remembers you. Your family remembers you. And we're going to keep telling your story until we get the answers you deserve. To everyone watching, thank you for being here. Thank you for caring
Hey,
about
I
this
hope you get
case.
free.
Thank you for being
Come
the kind
home.
of person who wants
Oh,
justice
shit.
for people like
R.I.P.
Alexis.
How's it
Subscribe to
going,
the
man?
channel if you haven't
Playing
already,
dangerous
because
games,
we're
doing
going
that
to
dark
keep
shit,
bringing
man.
you stories that matter. Stories about OR community. Stories about the people who don't always get the
I
spotlight.
wonder who's gonna
And
be the
remember,
sixth
if you
nigga.
see something, say something.
You know
If you
what
know
I'm saying?
something,
Crip, nigga.
speak up. Because somebody out there knows what happened to
It's crazy
Alexis
to me,
Ware,
real
and it's
crazy.
time for the truth
What's
to come
going
to
on?
light. This has been Deadly Affairs. Until next time, stay safe, stay
Gotcha,
aware,
man.
and most importantly, stay connected to
Damn.
the people you love. Because you never know when the last time you see someone might really be the last time.
That's a fact. Crip.
I'll be back. So that's why I try to tell people, man, I always pray. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know people's true intentions. You know what I'm saying? You know, you think these people coming in really want to make something out of nothing, really want to make some shit. The whole time they just want to play games, start your life out, and try to fuck you over. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you try to, like, really work with these people and start a real life with these people. You just start noticing, bro, these people are weird as fuck. These people are weird. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they cause on their own stuff of why they downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because they think they doing stuff in the dark and secret. The whole time, you praying. And these people doing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And they think that they doing some shit. That shit bounce right back on you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, the dude, they trying to say he did it. I guess he didn't do it. And they trying to say it was another nigga. Like I said, man, unless the demons done took her down to the underworld, she in a dungeon, or she got taken out by that dude, or she created a whole new life. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. And like I said, man, hey, that's how life goes, man. I just wonder who was gonna be that sixth nigga. But we out this bitch, man. Hood and outside, beat Crip. Stay prayed up, man. Out this bitch, Crip.
Hey, Dad, you know that when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. Even though this is instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.